It's the Bishop.
And Oz.
I'm glad to be back once again.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I'm just glad to be alive.
Me too.
I don't know. I just feel like saying it. I'm glad to be alive.
Yeah, but especially since the Bishop got a birthday coming. Yes, Lord. The Bishop. Good old Bishop. Birthday is on the way. Be sure to wish him a happy birthday. You know, when you watch this episode, wish the Bishop a happy birthday because he going to be turning a whole 95. I mean,
Yes.
I ain't going to put how old he going to be turning, but he turning old. He's going to be old, you know. Close to half a century. No, but do wish him a happy birthday. His birthday is on the way. So, wish him a happy birthday in the comments. I'm pretty sure he'd appreciate it. Feel free to cash app him. You know what I mean? He won't fight. I'm pretty sure you won't fight if they cash app him.
Not at all.
You want to put your cash app out there?
$ the Bishop.
There you go. $ the Bishop. Cash app. He take 20s. He take 50s, 100,000s, millions if you got it.
And I don't send no money back. If you accidentally did it, that's called a repercussion. and consequences and repercussions is what we want to talk about today. When you don't do what you're supposed to do,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There are consequences and repercussions. My God, today. And that's what we want to talk about.
Yes.
We want to deal with consequences and repercussions. And
okay, so I guess my question is consequences negative or positive, or are they both?
It could be both.
Okay. So consequences can be both.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's a result of whatever action you take to get whatever consequence, positive or negative.
Yeah.
Okay. But repercussions are always negative, correct?
Yes, it's an unintended consequence.
Okay.
I didn't know that was going to happen. And because that happened, it was as a result of what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it's mostly negative.
Yeah.
All right. And I think we live in a day where people don't want to deal with their consequences.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
We were, I worked at a facility before, we would tell the kids, if you do A, B, and C, you're going to get a consequence. Mm-hmm. And they looked at us and whatever, they mouth off. Mm-hmm. And so then we give them the consequence. Because of what you've done,
yes.
Now you have to go to bed early. Because of what you've done, now you have to do A, B, and C. And then they, all upset. But I warned you that if you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. So don't get upset that I'm actually following through with what I told you was going to happen.
Hello. Or that what I told you was going to happen. Because you was out there playing with matches. Now you done burned something down and burnt yourself.
Yeah.
So you can't be mad at that. Jerry, I'm praying. Y'all pray for this young man. Yeah. Because
where did the matches come from?
I don't know where the matches came from. I'm just saying, you play with fire, you get burnt.
Just say that.
But how do you play with fire if you don't set something on fire?
I'm just saying. I was just wondering where the matches came from.
You know what? It's gonna be some repercussions. On this set. That's what it's gonna be.
That's.
But you got the gist of what I'm saying. Don't
you?
Good people.
If just leave the matches alone. Matches, lighters.
Lighter fluid,
all that. Just leave them alone,
because it will be some repercussions.
I promise you. And again, and sometimes you may do something small, but the consequence is great.
Big. Yep.
And you have to count, as they used to tell me in church, count up the cost. Is it worth it?
Yes.
Is this moment of satisfaction, of your happiness right now? Is it worth what's gonna come after this?
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of times it's not.
Yeah. And I think in today's age is where we really need to be teaching our children about consequences or repercussions, or however way you or sowing and reaping, however way you want to word it.
Yeah.
However way you want to word it, because I believe we have a generation of kids that think ain't nothing gonna happen to them, and that mindset will have them in some bad spots and some bad places they don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know, you tell them, hey, you don't be out in the streets doing this, and this. You're gonna end up in this, and this, and then when they end up in those situations and they crying and don't know what to do, well, it's like I told you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's bad, and it frowns upon us as parents if we don't discipline our kids when they do something wrong, because it teaches them there's no consequence or repercussions of their actions. Mm-mm. It shows them that I can do what I want, and then you got a whole bunch of kids in here cussing out teachers, cussing out authority figures, because they think ain't nobody big enough to do anything to them. And I'm telling you, if they come across the wrong grown up, and your kid gonna be laid out. And I happen to be one of them grown ups that will lay a kid out.
I was asleep.
Okay, maybe we should scratch that off, please.
We don't condone laying out any children. But I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, and it's true. I think a lot of parents nowadays want to take the consequence for the child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want them having to deal with that. I don't want them having to feel that. No, they need to understand, if you do this, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you go and keep jumping off them stairs, you gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
No, my baby, don't put a mattress on the ground. We told you. Tell them stop jumping off the stairs. I gotta put a cushion down there because I don't want to get. Just tell them to stop jumping.
Hello. Some stuff you just gonna have to stop and not do.
Yeah, and
because the repercussions gonna be costly.
And one of the repercussions is we got soft kids, a soft generation that can't handle nothing.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You know
that's a repercussion that's gonna echo for quite some time.
And this is and it's gonna look bad on us as the parents of these children, because we're not doing what we supposed to be doing.
Yes.
You know, our parents let us go outside and play. We scraped ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We messed up. I remember when we were riding the bike and they had them metal pedals, and that pedal scratched you all up and carrying on. Man. But you know what we did? We sat up there, we washed it off, and we went back outside again.
Posted peroxide on it.
You know, we had to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
They let us go out there and deal with, even though we knew we shouldn't have been riding with, we should have had some socks on. We didn't have no socks on. We was out there doing it. It was just a consequence. Yeah. And we paid the consequence. We some learned, some didn't. Some of us, for this day, we don't wear no shorts because our legs all scratched up. Because, anyways, consequences and repercussions are real. And if you really love somebody, really love them, there are times you're gonna have to let them go through it.
Yeah, and that hurt. Yeah. But you gotta let them deal with it.
Yeah,
you gotta let them deal with it. And I give you an example. My youngest just got a job, and she came home complaining one night about this and the job this and the job that and the job this, and I'm sitting there and me, the bishop and her mother got on her, because we were just like, now wait a minute, now you asked for this job, so don't get complaining because you asked for the job. Don't complain about it. You stick it out, you do what you got to do, and you get the results of working that job, which is a paycheck. Yeah. You ain't gonna walk into a job where everything just gonna float all nice and pretty. You know what I'm saying? That's not life. That's not real.
Not realistic.
So sometimes you have to let your kids walk through, and she gotta learn that.
Yeah,
she gotta learn that mom and daddy ain't gonna be able to come save you from a job. We ain't gonna be able to save you from rude managers. You're gonna have to deal with the repercussions of the job you chose. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to deal with it.
And I think that's love. Yeah. Instead of saying, I'm gonna go get that big bad manager.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get. You don't talk to my child that way, man. You know how many, man? Look, you are doing your kid a disservice if you don't let the coaches get on your kid.
Yes.
The teachers get on your kids. Yes. The police get on your kids. Yes. I'm sorry, but we have to let these authority figures that we have allowed into our society to help send our kids into a better version of themselves, we have to let these authority figures get in our child tail sometimes.
I agree.
I'm sorry. Well, no, I ain't sorry. Sorry, but not sorry.
But it's the truth, though.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
And if you watch the last episode, you know I'm telling you the truth.
The whole truth
and nothing but the truth.
You know what I'm saying? But it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's necessary. And if we even go to our spiritual walk, the Lord tells us certain things, you don't do. And I'm not telling you not to do it because I don't want you to have fun.
Man.
I'm telling you because if you go down this path, there's something bad waiting for you. But sometimes we have to, we have to be who we are. And we got to go down that path because this is, I just got to know. And then you go down there, but then you come back with a limp.
Yeah. And I tell you something that somebody posted on Facebook one time. They said if sin had repercussions that happened quickly, we wouldn't sin. But because we sit there and we do stuff and it feel good and I got away with it, and it feel good again, I got away with it. Then we do it again and it feel good, I got away with it. Then the next time, boom, it got you.
Yeah.
Some people survive it. Some people go their whole life living in doing stuff they ain't got no business doing and get to the end of that road.
And some people only get one chance.
And but that's what grace is. The Lord says He gave a measure to everybody. You don't know what your measure is.
You sure don't. You sure don't. You think you got years and you may have minutes.
You may have minutes. You may have months, and somebody else got weeks.
And so it's like that's nothing to play with.
No.
And we know what the consequences of sin is. The Bible tells us the wages of sin is death. In other words, a payment comes with sin. You work for the devil, you're gonna get paid. And it's just like, God help me because I want to do right. I want to be right, and I want good wages.
Yeah, because you don't want them repercussions.
No,
you don't want them repercussions.
Because and you never be able to say I didn't know.
Yeah, that's man.
He gave us a whole manual.
A whole manual to let us know about what we should do and what we shouldn't be doing. That's right.
And then He told us what the consequence, the ultimate consequence and repercussion of living the wrong way. He told us what it is, and we yet still got people out there talking about, well, He didn't mean that for me. Oh, so you somebody special?
Living these fleeting lives.
Man,
I got to have all these pleasures. I got to, and the bad thing about it is a lot of the stuff that we indulge in, God didn't tell us no about it all. He just said have it under the right circumstances.
Yeah, right.
But we don't even want to be under the right circumstances to have what God told us we can have. I ain't gonna preach.
I want to have a Burger King spirit. I want to have it
my way.
Don't tell me how you want me to do it. Let me do it the way I want to do it.
Yes.
And then when it's the way I want to do it, I'm happy.
But you got to deal with the repercussions.
One thing I learned about God. When you do it God's way, that's the best way. And you get the best results. The best results. You wonder why you in that relationship, and the Lord done told you need to get out that relationship, and you wondering why you ain't happy. You don't sleep at night. You sleep with one eye open because you don't know if they're gonna choke you out in your sleep. Consequences. Repercussions. You don't have to live like that.
No.
Especially when you've been warned about it. You've been trained better. You've been raised better than that. Get out of it. I don't know who that was for. That's a freebie, but you better get out that mess.
Better get out of it.
Because you already know ain't nothing good coming out of this.
If you keep seeing red flags.
Come on, man. Come on. We ain't in a race. Get out.
Man, fast.
It's certain consequences because you don't have to deal with it.
Man. If
you do what you're supposed to do. And so, we just here to encourage you.
Get out.
Do right.
Yes.
You do right, you get right.
That's right.
You do wrong, you're gonna get wrong. If you plant the seed, you're gonna reap the harvest.
Exactly. Don't be putting no apples in the ground thinking you're gonna get an orange.
No. You're gonna get that.
You're gonna get apples.
And so make sure you're willing to get what's coming. You put that in the ground, just know it's gonna get watered and it's coming up. Yep. And a lot of times we forget that we did it.
Yeah.
And when that second comes back, you be like, wait a minute, huh?
Hey, that is like I say, that's the burden of responsibility. And people don't know how deep responsibility goes. We can go all the way back to Genesis and see about responsibility, but we're not gonna go there on this show. We're not gonna go there, not this time. Maybe on another one. But I take you all the way back to Genesis, where God showed the first take on responsibility, and we got to understand that it is a burden to have responsibility, whether it's on the negative side or whether it's on the positive side. It's a burden that must be carried with responsibility.
And can I help somebody that may be still watching?
Go ahead, help. Go ahead, help.
You want to go lay in that bed with that girl, that dude. 9 months later, you'll find out what the consequence or repercussion is.
Hello.
You said don't call her baby no consequence or repercussion. I ain't called a baby. I'm talking about the money you about to spend.
Hello.
That's your consequence.
The childhood you're going to have to give up.
Hello. Oh, you done.
The prom you can't make it to.
You done.
The college that you may not be able to attend.
You finished.
Because that's the truth.
Until a later time.
Until a later time.
God give you grace. You know that you're able to go, but we trying to tell you, don't go that route, and you ain't got to pay for it.
Hello.
We'll be here all day doing this.
All day.
Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
As always. And I am so glad that you have taken our time to join us. We appreciate you so very much.
Yes, we do.
And please let somebody else know. If you enjoy the content that we're putting out, please let somebody else know that we're here and that we're doing this.
Yes.
And as always, it's the Bishop.
And Oz.
Catch you next time. This is the Bishop.